Hello again, I am Blunty, and I am proud today to present to you my interview with the brothers Strause, the creative force behind the new movie coming out called SKYLINE, which I have previously previewed. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, due to some technical difficulties, I've had to record my questions separately from the Strause brothers actually answering the questions, mainly because they're in a different country and I couldn't sit in the same room with them at the same time, so I had to send someone as a proxy to ask my questions for me and then edit myself in later. But I am extremely good in the editing suite, and I think I've accomplished a completely seamless and perfect edit, so you won't even be able to tell that I and the brothers Strause aren't sitting in exactly the same room at exactly the same time, breathing exactly the same air while they answer my questions. So without any further delay or ado or waffling, I present to you my interview with the brothers Strause. Hey guys, thanks for joining me. So what inspired you to take the huge risk that was striking out on your own sort of personal project and self-finance project?
I think the biggest thing was, Colin and I were frustrated as filmmakers, frustrated about how difficult it was to get studios to invest into new franchises. So, at a certain point, Colin and I hit our, like that movie Falling Down. We were at that point, and we're like, we have everything here at our disposal. Every part of the production process we owned. So it was really just a natural progression for us to say, fine, we're just going to learn the whole indie finance aspect of the business and go out and do it ourselves.
And also just creatively redefine ourselves. I mean, I think our last movie was a great learning experience, but it isn't the movie I'd want to put my flag on and be like, this is our film, because there's so many things we couldn't control or tried to control and couldn't do. So this movie was really, we wanted something that we could literally say, like, it's our baby, and we're able to shepherd it all the way through without, really any outside influence. And that was just a kind of important thing, just to sort of, it's a little kind of career reboot in a way, but we just wanted to do a movie that really was us. So someone thought of us, this is the type of movie we want to be remembered for.
So do you feel like you've really sort of hit that on the head and fully realised the dream and hope you had for SKYLINE?
Yeah, I mean, we want to do a fun movie. It's like one of those things where we always do like movie nights over at my house, and we have a lot of the guys come over from the office, and we're always like watching Aliens or Predator, or we just watched Kick-Ass, which was awesome a couple weeks ago, and like we just like those fun movies. It's a movie that it's not just seen in the theater once and then you're done. It's the movie that you're gonna, when you're hanging out with your friends, what are you gonna pull out? Either from, like from your DVD rack or from, like Netflix or on demand or whatever. It's like, what's that movie? And we wanted to do something that was really cool, that's kind of pushing some boundaries, but it's also a fun movie, and it's pretty relentless. We made sure the pacing is very aggressive in the film. There was no real kind of dull spots.
So what do you think was the most challenging visual effect you had to create for SKYLINE?
The last 5 minutes was incredibly difficult. It should have taken 6 months to pull off, and we had
about a month.
Yeah, about 4 weeks. That was mind-bogglingly difficult.
So how did the challenge of the effect shots you did for SKYLINE compare to the stuff you've done previously?
I mean,
I'd say it's big. I mean, the effect shots are
bigger than a lot of
I'd say a lot of the effect shots we did were as big as the effects we created for 2012. So there's some, it's a huge, tiny movie.
So, SKYLINE being the kind of project that it was, you had complete control over everything. This is your baby. You also had complete responsibility for everything. Did you hit any unexpected challenges along the way?
Neighbors were, there's a couple,
I don't know.
For the most part, the biggest challenge really was just convincing people that we weren't crazy and we could pull it off. That was the hardest thing. Once we kind of got everyone on board, and to credit to the actors, they really believed in the project. That was just getting over that first hump.
So what do you think was the most valuable experience you learned while making SKYLINE?
Creative control is the most important thing. That really, not having to be second-guessing yourself, trying to please some other master, is the most important thing. Because that really kind of messes with your head when you're shooting a movie. It's like, there's some directors, like, obviously Cameron and a couple of these guys now don't have to worry about that, but other directors that, until you really get that creative independence, you're literally your gun for hire. You're always working for someone else, and there's a fear there that other people's insecurities can actually trickle down to you. I think that was the coolest thing on this, was not having any of those issues.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the best lesson was just like we got to go out and do our thing and stick to our guns, and and it's all worked out really well that way. So
So with Skyline being the learning experience that it is about independent filmmaking, what advice do you have for young independent filmmakers out there that are high on ambition but kind of low on budget?
Gotta go out and shoot. Even with a little handicap. We started with a little
Super 8.
Super 8 camera shooting Lego stop motion movies. I mean, it's like you just have to shoot. There's no. It's not about school. It's not about anything else. It's about actually doing it. It's the most important thing.
All right, guys, I want to thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to seeing what you've accomplished with Skyline. Thanks. So I may not have the experience that the Strause brothers have with visual effects, but I think that edit came together nicely. That went smooth. So thanks for watching. I'm Blunty, and I will catch you next time.